Yo, what's going on then, guys? It's your boy Ben Gregson or Dilemma here, and today I wanted to show you a Shaddoll replay that I have versus Drytron. So if you guys don't know, the Sealed Only League is happening right now. I posted episode 1 today, and I just wanted to flex just how strong the Shaddoll Showdown structure deck is on its own. And I'm actually playing against like the #1 meta deck right now. So let's get right into it. I did fortunately win RPS. And the opening hands are Prep, Cyber Emergency, Orange Light, Nova, Benton versus Dragon, Curry Bandit, El Shaddoll Fusion, Punishment, Shaddoll Fusion. So obviously I'm playing a very, very weird Shaddoll list simply because I am playing with 3 structure decks. And what you guys have seen in the sealed only video, and if you haven't watched it, please go watch it. Support on that series is amazing because it helps me unlock things for later on in the series and gives me an additional budget, or allows me to purchase dual overload and all sorts of other stuff. So the cool thing about Curry Bandit in this deck is not only does it trigger all your Shaddoll effects, but if you either get El Shaddoll Fusion off of it, or you open it like I have, you could potentially just make a window in your end phase just off just Curry Bandit, which is ridiculous. So I'm going to normal summon Curry Bandit, set Punishment. I opt not to set El Shaddoll Fusion here. He doesn't orange light the Curry Bandit, I'm assuming because he wants a starter in his hand, but I don't think he loses anything by orange lighting though. And my mills are Wendy, Squamata, another Curry Bandit, Wendy, and Sinister Shadow Games. So what I opt to do is obviously Sinister Shadow Games comes to my hand, and then I use Squamata as Chainlink 2 and Wendy as Chainlink 1. Squamata sends a Hedgehog, and then I set a Beast off of the Wendy, and then I use Hedgehog to add a Falco. And then I El Shaddoll still in the end phase, sending Dragon and the Falco. This way I get to set a Falco for a guaranteed follow-up, because I can resummon the Wendy. I pass turn to my opponent, and now he's under window, which means he's really regretting to activate the orange light. He emergencies for Thuban, activates Prep for Natasha. Activates Nova, summoning Zeta. I actually got it right, it's Zeta. And then Zeta attacks the Falco, and I use the Falco to summon Wendy. And before we continue with this, don't summon your Floodgate under this turn, because if you ever got the opportunity to summon Relinquished Anima by like normal summoning Eva, I would have just lost the game. But that's besides the point. He passes to us, his monster dies in the end phase. We flip the Beast, use the Beast effect. Beast lets us draw 2, we discard the additional Shaddoll Fusion, flip summon the Wendy, activate the Wendy effect, it gets orange lighted. Enter the battle phase, swing for 44. I was debating El Shaddolling just for additional pressure, but I think I could still win with just like Punishment and Shadow Games. Simply because Punishment can send App Cologne, and then I can use App Cologne to send, or add and then discard an Aerial to just eliminate all the threats that he has in Grave. As well as like banishing the Natasha. And he knows I have Shadow Games through Aerial, so he just skips. We go to Game 2, and Game 2 is significantly rougher than Game 1. But there's a glimmer of hope in this Super Poly being in my hand. So I have Super Poly Aerial, Punishment, Hedgehog, Fearless, versus Alpha Prep, Heavy Storm Duster, Harpy's Feather Duster, sorry, Ash Blossom, and Cyber Emergency. So in Game 2, you'll see why playing with 3 structure decks kind of sucks, or at least eliminates your grind game, which other decks do have. So you're going to see him do a standard Drytron combo using Alpha to tribute the Ben 10, searching Ultimateness off the Alpha, and then Ben 10 off the Ben 10, then using the Zeta, tributing the Herald to search Meteonis, and then linking into Union Carrier. Union Carrier effect, equip Dawn Knight, activate Meteonis, you've seen this a million times, summon Ben 10, Dawn Knight send Gamma, Gamma tribute the Ben 10, summon itself from the Alpha. Ben 10 effect. He didn't use the Ben 10 effect there. Okay. It doesn't matter. So he has a Link Ruby Herald. So my hand does out the Herald. So we're just gonna set Aerial, activate Super Poly. Super Poly away his Ultimateness and my Aerial. And then we use Aerial as Chainlink 2 and Construct as Chainlink 1. Banish all of his like Drytron names. And then send Squamata, send Wendy, set Beast into battle phase, and then set Punishment. But the issue with like doing this is Natasha's a big threat, and this board just loses to Natasha because I wasn't able to make a window. So because we don't have link monsters yet, right? So in an ideal world, I send Schism with the construct, and then link off the construct to Gravity Controller to be able to then add the Schism back so I can window him, and he just loses the game. But instead, I'm sat on like Construct Beast with a set punishment pass, and I just don't think punishment's enough when I don't play Entis, because I can only get Entis from like maximum gold, I believe. So punishment, send App Cologne, use the App Cologne, attempt to use the App Cologne, and I get ashed. So the plan was to use App Cologne, and then App Cologne, add Aerial, send Aerial, and then I can banish the Thuban and the Ritual spell from his graveyard. And he just like can't play Yu-Gi. But unfortunately he has the Ash for App Cologne, so I'm just going to get Natasha to death now. So uses the Angel, searches Natasha, Ritual spell, and then Ritual spell bring out Natasha, and then he makes a Nightmare Phoenix and just wins from there. So we go into game 3. And the opening hands are Cyber Emergency Dawn Knight, Orange Light Skullmeister Zeta versus El Shaddoll, Shaddoll Fusion, Squamata, Sinister Shadow Games, and Chaos. This card's cool because not only is it a light, but it's also an out to Dragoon. But we're just going to Shaddoll Fusion away our 2 guys into a window. Use Squamata to send Wendy. Activate the effect of Wendy, we get Skullmeistered. Set 2 cards and pass. But my opponent's under window, so we're in a relatively safe scenario until he like searches silly cards, and you'll see the silly card he's going to search eventually. There you go. So he searches this guy, which is an out to this, so I now have to constantly keep in mind that he has the 4K Drytron guy in hand. So he sets the Dawn Knight and passes turn. We draw another Sinister Shadow Games. I opt not to use the Sinister Shadow Games to create pressure, because theoretically I can Sinister Shadow Games in his turn and then send a Wendy and set a Beast to apply pressure, which in hindsight is very good, but I also wanted to keep this to send Aerial at any point during his turn, and then I just draw a second Sinister Shadow Games, which means I'm guaranteed to resolve Aerial next turn pretty much. So we see a normal summon of Manju. I say the summon of Manju is okay, he searches a fairy, and then on resolution I send Aerial with Sinister Shadow Games. And he he isn't letting the Aerial resolve, he has Orange Light. So like, if I shotgunned the Sinister Shadow Games there, like, it probably would have been game, but instead we're going to see him waste his bend turn, which makes him discard Quadrant's, which means I can banish it with Aerial and I don't have to deal with the threat anymore. So in the end step, we use Sinister Shadow Games to send Wendy and set a Beast. We draw punishment for turn, flip the Beast, and we draw Super Poly and Squamata, trigger the Squamata. Squamata, send Hedgehog, add Aerial. Normal summon Aerial, enter battle phase. Window attack Dawn Knight effect sends Eva, and then he fetches an Orange Light, so the Orange Light deals with Aerial, so now I have to deal with that on top of everything else. Now there's a couple of things I could do, because I really want to chain block my Aerial. So I can leave his Manju on board, Super Poly away the Aerial and the Construct, and then make my Construct Chainlink 1, and then make Aerial Chainlink 1 and Construct Chainlink 2, which is the play I was originally thinking of doing, because that way I'm not susceptible to Orange Light. Well, my Construct gets Orange Lighted, but Aerial doesn't, so I'm able to win the game. The other option, which is the option I go for and is probably better, is I still in the battle phase, opt to El Shaddoll, sending Winda and Aerial, and make Winda Chainlink 2 and Aerial Chainlink 1, guaranteeing that I'm able to banish both Drytron names and the Ritual monster. And then I get to add Shaddoll Fusion back to my hand as like a free card, essentially. So swing for 22, set Super Poly, set Punishment, and the game's pretty much wrapped up at this point because he has no out to the window. And we win against Drytron with a sealed only Yu-Gi-Oh deck. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to check out the sealed only series. I know it's not Zephyr content, there will be more Zephyr content coming soon, but I would really, really, really appreciate you guys if you did take the time to come and watch the sealed only series. I'm putting a lot of effort into it, and we're doing it with loads of other content creators. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll be doing some more live streams soon as well. If you want to come tune into a stream, leave the notification on for when I do stream. And that's going to be it. This is Ben Gregson or Dilemma YGO, or whatever you want to call me. Remember to stay hydrated and have a good day.